What if I told you one person moved a 20-ton block of solid stone with a single finger, not a machine, not 100 slaves, one finger? That moment actually happened, and it happened right here at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza. For thousands of years, we've looked at these structures and asked the same question: how? How did people with no cranes, no diesel engines, no modern tools move millions of limestone blocks, some weighing over 20 tons, and stack them with a precision that modern engineers still can't fully replicate? The answer they gave us in school: ramps, sledges, thousands of workers. The blocks that built the pyramids weren't just cut, they were machined. Razor flat edges, surfaces so perfectly smooth they were measured to within 1/10,000th of an inch. That's thinner than a human hair. Why would primitive builders need that level of precision unless the precision itself was the technology? Here's the science. When you take a solid object, a massive stone block, and you machine its edges to that microscopic tolerance, and then you slide it into a sealed cylinder made of the same impossible precision, something extraordinary happens. And inside that sealed environment, when you manipulate the internal pressure, the acoustic resonance, you can achieve something that sounds impossible: localized zero gravity. The block doesn't get lighter, it becomes weightless. Inside that cylinder, a 20-ton slab of limestone floats. The engineers of that era, the ones history called demigods, they built corridors of these cylinders, each one hundreds of feet long, polished to that same 10,000th of an inch. They would feed a block into the first cylinder, achieve zero gravity, and the block would glide silently through the tube. When it reached the end, a second team would click the next cylinder into perfect alignment, and the block would transition seamlessly, continuing its journey across the desert floor. And then came the moment. One technician standing at the mouth of the cylinder, 20 tons of solid limestone suspended in localized zero gravity inside the tube. He reached out and pushed it with the tip of one finger, and it moved. That's not mythology, that's physics. That's what precision engineering at the 10,000th of an inch can do to the laws of gravity. Now the capstan, the final block, the one they called the all-seeing eye, when that capstan was lowered into place and it touched all four slopes simultaneously, the pyramid became one complete circuit. The eye wasn't watching mankind, it was completing the structure, locking in the resonance, sealing the equation, and then the cylinders were dismantled, taken apart, leaving nothing behind but the stone and a world full of questions. The gods weren't gods, they were engineers, and the miracle wasn't divine. It was a polished edge, measured to perfection, and the mastery of gravity itself. The eye doesn't look back at you, it resonates